Okay, thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for clicking the little bell. Now, I mean, I say it every single day. More. From the publication that tried to help Amber Heard, we won't even name them because they're pieces of shit. Amber Heard sells Yucca Valley home. More. Over $1 million scores major profit. Good. You better be making that money to pay Johnny Depp. Good. You better be making that paper. Amber Heard is leaving the desert, at least the Southern California part of it anyway, as she just offloaded her secluded home for quite a bundle. The Yucca Valley home that was long rumored to belong to Amber Heard since the trial earlier this year was recently sold for $1,050,000 with a closing date of July 18th. This according to Zillow Property Records. The crib had been purchased in 2019 through an anonymous trust, which means she probably didn't even pay for it. Through an anonymous trust that reportedly has ties to Amber, which means she probably didn't even pay for it. Getting quietly snapped at the time for just over $570K. And here it is on Twitter, dirt.com. Go inside Amber Heard's Yucca Valley retreat for more photos. So let's take a look. Let's take a look what this is. Let's look at it to see who. First, we all know why you want to live in the desert. It's to get away from everybody, okay? But really, I'm pretty sure people want you to live out there because they want you to get away from them, Amber. So let's make that very, very clear, okay? So what is this? It's like adobo or something? Isn't that what that kind of stuff is called? It's called adobo or whatever. I don't know. There's probably brick under there. You know how they are with that kind of building stuff like that. So, okay, it just looks like a hut. A big hut. Like, okay, next. So she's got some nice ass doors. This is the thing. Like, what's supposed to be there? What is this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be a nice place? You paid all that. You paid over, what did it say? 500,000? Getting quietly snapped at the time for just over $570K. $570,000 for that? Just go out in the middle of the desert and use a bunch of mud or some shit. It looks like a normal place. It just looks normal. And then look at this. I mean, that's an okay view, I guess. Right? Is it me, or is it just looks like somewhere where you're out in the desert? Like, I guess she's got to be paying to be in the middle of nowhere, right? That's got to be what it is. Okay, the next one. What is that? It looks like a little hideaway or something, and you can like see. It's not even on that high of a hill. What's the point of that? What is the absolute? What the fuck is the point of that? See, and what is really the point of this whole place? I mean, obviously, like I said a little while ago, to get away from everybody, but still, you're rich. You're rich. You know, $570,000 for that? Fine. I mean, is it because no, I think this is, it's not because of the housing market is about to crash or any of that financial shit. But it doesn't look like 570K. It's 570K to me. That's what I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Like, I mean, look at it. Let's look at it one more time. This one. Okay, and then that one. Okay, and that one. And that one. That doesn't look like $570,000. You expect me to pay $570,000 for that? I'd rather pay $570,000 to get away from everybody and go live in the Amazon or some shit like that. And then it's probably really, really hot there. And is that an AC unit? See, there's an AC unit right there. It's probably really burning up there, So that probably looks like it sucks. Let's keep going. Well, the speculation is over. TMZ got a hold of the new owner of this pad, and he tells us, yes, he'd in fact been dealing with Amber's people on this deal, but never Amber herself. Well, considering she probably didn't pay for it, of course. With the parcel having changed, who do you think paid for it, though? Elon? Probably, right? Elon probably paid for it. With the parcel having changed hands, Amber walks away here with almost double what she paid for it 3 years ago. A rough profit of about $480K, which is, well, good. You need to pay that money to Johnny Depp, which is nothing to sneeze at. She'd bought it pre-pandemic. Oh, well, that's why. And since then, property values have mostly gone up. Of course, things are supposedly tight for her. especially with the $8.3 million judgment to benefit Johnny looming. Even though she's trying to appeal it officially, her attorney said she can't afford to pay it. Look, you just made $400K. Pay that. How about that? Pay him the $400K that you just made. How about that? But frankly, her financial sitch is ill-defined these days. In her day-to-day, Amber's been bouncing around since the conclusion of the trial in June, although we've seen her a bit in New York, either in the city or the Hamptons. The Hamptons. Now there seems to be a U-Haul in her immediate future because she's on the move yet again. Now that's one. That's one. We got two more Amber Heard articles because, as I've said before, this isn't going to end. So we might as well run with it. And I have a message for all the people on Twitter. Y'all want to be starting narratives every day about Johnny Depp? Well, I'm going to let you know something. I'm going to be starting new narratives about Amber Heard. And we're going to be bringing her ass down, and we're ready for this appeal. And I don't really think appeals work that way. Like, I don't think there's going to be like a trial or something like that. I think it's just a process, and they just look over everything. But whatever goes on with that appeal, we're going to cover it. And all you people on Twitter, if they're even real people, they're probably just bots. All you people on Twitter, y'all keep wanting to do, well, we're going to change the narrative, and then one narrative is going to fail, and then we're going to get another one, and then that narrative is going to fail, and then so on, and so on, and so on. And it's right here. Look, the Darvo, this is from my Twitter. The Darvo narrative fell apart. So here is the new narrative. The libel suit wasn't about proving or disproving her claims of abuse, which were documented and even corroborated by him. He won because he claimed financial damages for her airing personal issues in the public. He looked like a vexatious Hollywood has-been, in my honest opinion. Dude, shut up. No. See, so now the new narrative. The brand new narrative, and there's going to be another one, and then another one, and another one, and another one. But the brand new narrative is he won because he claimed financial damages for her airing personal issues in the public. Not because we heard all the audios proving that she was a horrible person, which in all technicalities, I guess this is true. He won because he claimed financial damages. Look, obviously that was true. But the real case, especially in the court of public opinion, wasn't that. The real case was to prove that Amber Heard was a husband beater. And that she is. So let's move on to this one. Now, I don't know what this is. Somebody sent me this. Thank you to them. What is this? Microsoft Start? Is this like a new thing where they put out articles for Microsoft or something? I don't know. The Depp v. Heard trial took 6 weeks, but people are just running with the headlines. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp, a man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence. It's a fair fight, and see how many people will believe or side with you. Those are the famous words that brought down Amber Heard. Sexual assault with a wine bottle. Defecating on their own bed. No, that was his bed. She defecated on his bed. Has yet to pay the ACLU the $7 million she pledged, caught doctoring photos to alleged bruising, changing her story throughout the trial. Okay, this is a good article already. I like it already. Taking her video to TMZ to publish as leaked, fake crying. Hey, Microsoft, do some more articles like this. I didn't want it to, but it got me. My obsession with the Johnny Depp v. Amber Heard defamation case only grew stronger after seeing the train wreck unfold. It triggered me and my own PTSD, and what I saw made me livid. She explicitly said multiple times on tape that she hit him and tried to make excuses like, I didn't punch you, I hit you. Lie after lie after lie. She was the aggressor, and Depp's team proved it with the audio of Heard admitting it, then proceeded to gaslight. Hey, Microsoft, more of this. The Johnny Depp Amber Heard case of defamation has been a worldwide obsession since April 11, 2022, when the cameras inside the courtroom turned on that live feed on multiple networks, both on TV and online. Depp is suing Heard for defamation after a series of alleged events pertaining Washington Post. Okay, we don't need to know about any of this crap. Speculated, dropped in 6. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Heard's claims of physical, sexual, and emotional abuse are unimaginable claims delivered by someone who claimed to have loved them. The wild claims were going to be dissected in court, including voice recordings, text messages, and testimony from those intimately involved in Depp's life. On one side sits a calm man with the most effective and impressive team of attorneys who have been part of his life for years. On the other was Heard's team, a little less polished and somewhat unprepared. That is like the understatement of the century. The Depp team delivered every word with poise and conviction, and Camille Vasquez is my new hero. While it may seem unusually cruel to have this one public, what? No. And from now on, I want every single one of these trials public. Every single one. And I don't care who it is. I don't give a goddamn who it is. I want to see these people on the stand. I want to see them tell their story, and I want to look in their face, and I want to look in their eyes and see them, to see that they're not lying the way that that woman was. In Virginia, where the trial was held, the judge rules on whether or not the trial should be televised, with the amount of public interest and media attention that started far before April 11th, and how easy it would be for the public to make the situation much worse by relying on rumors. Oh, okay. So what, we should rely on the mainstream media? Is that it? Is that what you're saying, Microsoft? Is that what you're saying? We should rely on the mainstream media for our news on the Johnny Depp trial? Really? Yeah, okay. By relying on rumors based on hearsay and any sound bites taken from within the courtroom? No. No. Okay, now Microsoft, now you're fucking up. Let me tell you something, Microsoft. I sat here all day long. I sat here watching that woman speak. I sat here watching every one of those damn witnesses speak. Okay, I wrote down everything. So if you expect me to believe that having a public trial is not as good as just believing the mainstream media articles, well, then you got another thing coming. Because I could tell you, if we would have had nothing but mainstream articles for the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, we would have never gotten what we did from that trial. And the entire society that we live in wouldn't have been changed how it was from that trial. So don't try to play that bullshit. There is no hearsay. Dude, we saw clips of the fucking trial. We had clips of the trial. I wrote everything down. It's not hearsay, dude. So don't be trying to play that bullshit with me, Microsoft. Sound bites taken within the courtroom. Everyone is, broadly speaking, watching the same trial, albeit interacting with different snippets, tweets, and takes, but coming to vastly different moral conclusions about what the evidence shows. Now, that all depended on who you are. If you're a toxic feminist, it really didn't matter what the evidence showed. You were always going to be on Amber Heard's side. We all figured that out. That is exactly what's happening, as it does with everything. People who don't even like or care about Johnny Depp read the headlines of an article and call for women to rise up against the verdict. I mean, if that isn't the truth, that isn't the truth. Men experience intimate partner violence. Don't blame the victim, especially if you don't know the whole story. Okay. Yeah, right. This is always the case, but who does not apply? But why does it not apply here? The Me Too movement shined a light on the subject of sexual violence, one that has been difficult to talk about and hard to accept for a lot of women. The movement encouraged women to speak up and share their stories, to find support in the communities they live in, to understand they are not alone in their experiences. I believe the Me Too movement and organization have done amazing things for the women across the world. What was interesting for this case is that the support from some domestic abuse organizations, which sent a strong message that each situation should be assessed before being accused. Yeah, right. Violence is a serious topic. As women, as mothers, we have the duty and the responsibility to educate our sons and daughters. Oh, wow. Well, that's a good one. I didn't think he was going to say and daughters, so that's a good one. That's to say the future generation in the light of the values of dialogue, respect, and compassion between men and women without any gender distinction. Yeah, right. In order to prevent violence with the weapons of love and education, in deep respect of the victims of domestic abuses that we have to affirm for intellectual honesty are generally women. Generally. See, the problem with that notion is that you're trying to tell me, like, okay, fine, let me rephrase that. You know how women say, well, anything can be abuse. Anything can be abused. Mean text messages. Really? Mean text messages from a girl? Okay, hey, I've gotten them. Every guy knows that we've gotten mean text messages from a girl. Well, if you're screaming at your spouse, that's abuse. Okay, well, that one, I've gotten that one too. What? Oh, well, if you throw things in your own place, that's abuse too. 3 for 3. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And that's the thing. When they say that, in respect of the victims of domestic abuses that we have to affirm for intellectual honesty are generally women, you know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. You're talking about physical violence. Because if we were to say that anything is abuse, anything, that means that women are probably the abusers in most of the cases because they can get away with anything. If a woman is arguing and she's in your face like this and she can just go, get out of my face, like, and women do it all the time and men know that. Men know that get out of my face, like, don't even talk to me. And she can put her hands on you just like her, a little tapping, a little cat tap or something. That's abuse then, right? That's abuse then. How many guys have gone through that? Exactly. So if everything is abuse, then that would mean that women are the abusers because women can get away with screaming at a guy in public. We've all seen the videos. There's all been those videos where you see a guy and a woman, and then a woman is screaming at him and nobody says anything. Everybody just lets it happen. But then if a guy is screaming at a girl, everybody stops him and they're like, hey man, don't scream at her. Don't scream at her. We've all seen the videos. Don't try and play that fucking game with me that you haven't seen those videos because you know it's true. Okay? So if you want to tell me in deep respect of the victims of domestic abuses that we have to affirm our intellectual honesty are generally women, then you're talking about abuse physically. Because those are the only ones that I can think of. I know for a fact I've been abused by chicks many times. And if you want to say, well, everything is abuse. Well, I've been abused by chicks before. Absolutely. And every guy knows that. Every guy knows that a woman can basically get away with whatever the hell she wants to do to you. Basically. Every guy knows that. Sorry, ladies. We feel to express as women, as mothers, as free thinkers, our compassion for Johnny Depp in this bad page of his personal history. Valeria Altabelli, president and founder of Mission No. The vast majority of women who come forward with legitimate and real experiences making the difficult decision to speak up about what happened to them and what might happen by coming forward. At the same time, there are women who use the movement for their own gain and that men were instantly villainized. At least somebody wrote it. And it feels good to read that. At least somebody wrote it. Thank you, Microsoft, for writing that. At least somebody finally said it. At the same time, there are women who use the Me Too movement for their own gain and that men were instantly villainized. Thank you, Microsoft. Somebody finally said it. Once the name of the alleged perpetrator emerges, it won't matter if he wins or loses. Public opinion is overwhelmingly on the side of the woman. Not anymore. Sorry, bro. Not anymore. If a woman is going to come out and say anything about a man, she better have some proof now. She better have some Rihanna pictures now because nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a shit. And really, that one relates to that Miles Bridges case that I did a few weeks ago. The woman didn't really look like she had anything. She didn't even have any choke marks on her neck. Okay, so you just had to believe her. But apparently in that case, Miles Bridges turned himself in to the cops. Like he went and he got arrested and he turned himself in. Well, then you're saying it, bro. You turn yourself in, then you're saying you're guilty. I mean, I'm not telling you to go on the run or anything, but when you do something like that, you're telling people, yeah, I'm guilty or something. And also, we still haven't had a statement from Miles Bridges, at least that I've found. So, sorry, bro. Domestic, okay, public opinion, okay, and any objection insinuates the person is undermining the existence of domestic violence for men, and they are at risk for losing their life even though they are innocent. Imagine if this case were the other way around and those tape recordings of yelling and threats were played. Watching the trial all day since the beginning changed my perspective, really, and I strongly believe Depp has been vindicated. And then there are the two pictures. This right here, dude, this right here. You're fabricating photos. How is that not illegal? How's that not illegal right there? You're faking photos right there. How's that not a crime? Because she's a woman. Oh, Amber Heard testified that these were two separate pictures. The internet sleuths showed how that is just not possible. What do you mean, internet sleuth? It's obvious. We don't need internet sleuths like me. We don't need to do that. It's obvious that that's not the same, that is the same picture and it's just doctored. Like, what did she do? She stood in the exact same spot. And then they turned off. And what was the excuse she tried to say? Well, it's different lighting. It's different lighting. Dude. So that means that she stood in the exact same spot, in the exact same position, and they went and they changed the lighting around her face. And she just stood there and they took two different photos. Yeah, right. We do need to keep that in mind when it comes to fear surrounding false allegations. Though research is difficult to pin down on this topic, it does tend to show that false allegations represent 2% and 10% of all claims. I mean, I guess, fine. I think it's a hell of a lot higher than that. I really, really, really do. I think it's a lot higher than that, but a lot of cases have not been followed through. You know what I mean? So when you say 2% and 10%, I do believe those are the ones that got caught. That's what I think. I think when it says that, though research is difficult to pin down on this topic, it does tend to show that false allegations represent between 2% and 10% of all claims. That's only because those 2%, between 2 and 10%, have been caught. Okay? I think that number's a lot higher. But how many men out there that get allegations against them have the money to be able to follow through and show that the woman was lying? Excuse me. See what I'm saying? So I think it's definitely higher than that. I don't think it's very, very much higher. I'm not talking like 40% or something, but I do think it's higher than that. Maybe like 20, 25%. I do think it's 1 for 4. Because there is some things, there's so many times where a person just comes out and says something and then everybody believes them. Well, let's just believe what they're saying. But I challenge you to consider the consequences of those false allegations for the people they are targeting. When we assume the person being accused is guilty before conducting an investigation, or even hold on to that assumption if the outcome of that investigation does not prove their guilt, it can be incredibly damaging to their careers, their reputations, their relationships, and their mental health. What is that? Karlin Borisenko. I hope this case encourages men and women of domestic abuse to speak out and speak up. Yes, I do. I hope it does. But I also I really hope that people can get around this mindset of whenever a woman just says anything, oh, whoa, that guy right there, that guy did it. Oh, yeah, he did it. Oh, because he wears makeup and he has like weird makeup on. He does like a black line and his face is white like Marilyn Manson. No, dude, no. And really, I bet you anything, if Marilyn Manson was just a nicer rock star, like if he played emo music, or if he was like Kurt Cobain, could you imagine? Just imagine something. Imagine if they tried to accuse Kurt Cobain. See? So when you put those two things together, you put Kurt Cobain and you put Marilyn Manson, who do you think people would rather stand behind? I think there's a very large percentage of people that they just don't want to be seen supporting Marilyn Manson. That's it. I think if those, well, hold on. I was going to say if those people are real online. Yes, I think Evan Rachel Wood has a lot of bots, but I think the Amber Heard crowd is nothing but bots. We're talking about like 85% of bots on the Amber Heard crowd. Because at the same time, the Evan Rachel Wood crowd, while they are the same and while they are kind of similar, the Amber Heard crowd is psychotic. Those people are psychotic. They are very, very fucking crazy. But we also do have some reports that the Evan Rachel Wood crowd is now going after, what is it, Colonel Kurtz or something like that. Do I have those here? I don't have them here. That'll probably be for tomorrow. But I think they are all crazy, every single one of them. But if I had to go with Amber Heard's crowd or Evan Rachel Wood's crowd, I'd say it was definitely Amber Heard's crowd that is so much crazier. I hope the conversation starts shifting towards the middle of the road where men and women are both given a chance to be innocent until proven guilty when it comes to difficult topics like this. See, I'm a pessimist. Like I'm not an optimist. I don't look at things optimistically. So I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think that when the next thing happens, I think there is still going to be people that they're like, yeah, he's guilty. Yeah, you're damn right, he's guilty. People like me, people like my subscribers, we're going to be like, nah, bro, no. We want some proof. We want some evidence. We want some photos. And then there's always the same people with the same excuse. Well, not every single abuse victim has photos, Andrew. I'm sorry. Well, then that's their fault. If you didn't get proof of it happening, then that's your fault. Dude, because let me explain how this goes. You're trying to tell me that a woman gets punched in the face, right? Punched in the face, right? And she gets abused. And then she doesn't do anything about it. That's what you're trying to tell me. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is? Oh, well, that's dude. That's her fault. That is her fault. If the woman gets hit in the face by her husband and she decides, oh, I'm gonna stay with him, or oh, I'm gonna stay with him to work it out, and we're gonna see where it goes. What, you want round two? Is that what you want? You already got hit in the face once. What makes you think he won't hit you in the face again? Well, we have to work it out because I believe that he can really be better. Yeah, better at knocking your ass out or what? Jeez. Okay, residents. Okay, this. Let's see. Men and women proven guilty. Topics like this. Johnny Depp's side of the story helped to open the door for men with similar experiences to speak up. Women and men are both capable of horrendous things behind closed doors, and each side of the story has a voice that should be heard before jumping to conclusions. You know what? Sorry, Microsoft. Go tell that to the toxic feminists. Go tell that to them. Don't tell that to us, man. Don't talk to me about that bullshit. Because I have no problem. Dude, I literally started the Marilyn Manson case right in the middle. And for a little bit, I was kind of like, hey, man, he might have beat Evan's ass. Like, really, this guy probably did, right? But then we got into the middle of the case, and I was like, okay, well, I'm still waiting for evidence. I haven't seen a single stitch of evidence. And still to this day, I have not seen one single stitch of evidence. Because the photos that they did try to bring out, they're all blurry, and it looks like a bite on her neck. That's not abuse. You're not going to show me that was abuse. Now, if Evan Rachel Wood, like I said yesterday, if Evan Rachel Wood had a photo like Rihanna, then yeah, put Marilyn Manson's ass in jail. And even his own fans would say that. If she had a photo like that where she was all bruised up in her face and her mouth and her lips, even his own fans would say, yeah, he did that shit, put his ass in jail. Because that's real. That's real. To speak up, women and men, okay, heard before jumping to conclusions. This was a defamation lawsuit, not a federally criminal sexual assault or domestic violence case. Although both actors have primary residence in California, the lawsuit was filed in Virginia because it is where the printing press of the Washington Post is located. The option to televise the Depp versus Heard case is one that does not exist in New York, where the Ghislaine Maxwell trial took place. And there it is. For all the people that keep on saying that, well, what do you mean? It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. Ghislaine Maxwell. No, man. No. No, dude. It's the way the law works. It's not like the people in New York or the people with Ghislaine Maxwell, they were like, well, we're going to go to New York because they don't allow it. They don't allow public trials. No, man. No. That's not how it works. Okay? And really, what would giving that case publicity even have done? I mean, I've already had the black book. We've seen the black book. And by the way, sorry to inform you of this. I put it on TikTok where the black book was. I showed the website. And you want to know how many likes that video got? It got like 18 likes. I showed everybody where the black book information was on TikTok. I put the fucking website. And you want to know what they did? Nothing. They didn't do shit. So for all these people trying to come out here and say, well, we should have had the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. If that one should have been public. It definitely should have. Dude, I gave you guys the black book. I showed you where the black book was. You didn't fucking care. Why the fuck should anybody believe you? No, because there's just people on social media. They want to talk, and they just want to do whatever the fuck they want. So that's it. Now this is a bit interesting. What is this? From the New York Post, this is August 1st, so I believe this is yesterday. Amber Heard's sister told Boss actress did sever Johnny Depp's finger unsealed court documents. We got another story from the court documents. Amber Heard's sister told her employer that the Aquaman actress had done it now and cut off Johnny Depp's finger with a bottle, according to a deposition that came to light following the unsealing of more than 6,000 pages of court documents over the weekend. The newly unveiled legal filings detail efforts by Depp and Heard's attorneys to get certain claims and exhibits presented or excluded from their bombshell defamation trial in Fairfax, Virginia. Johnny Depp testified in April that during the couple's quarrel in Australia in 2015, Heard hurled a bottle of vodka at him, which shattered and severed the tip of his finger. Heard denied causing Depp's injury, claiming that he hurt the finger himself in a drunken rage, possibly when he smashed a wall-mounted phone to smithereens. That was the stupidest fucking explanation for anything. For anything. You expect people to believe that a guy grabs a phone and he starts punching a wall with it. He starts punching a wall with it, and then that somehow... he's punching a wall, but that somehow got his finger severed. What the fuck, dude? Fine. I remember when she said that, I was like, fine, we'll go with that, I guess. And then went on to sexually assault her with a vodka bottle. Just hearing these lies again, man. Just hearing these lies again. The cache of unsealed documents includes a transcript from a deposition of Jennifer Howell, a former boss of Heard's sister, Whitney Enriquez, in which she describes the moment Enriquez allegedly received a message from Heard about the grisly incident in Australia. Jennifer Howell, a former boss of Whitney Enriquez, Heard's sister, said during a deposition that she heard in real time Enriquez get a message about the finger injury. Howell said Enriquez told her that Heard had done it now and had cut off Depp's fingertip, allegedly by throwing a vodka bottle at him. She just screamed, "She's done it now. She's cut off his goddamn finger," and made this huge proclamation, and I pushed my chair back and I was like, what? Howell told Depp's attorney, Camille Vasquez, and she goes, she cut off his finger, and then she bolted out of the door, and I was like, I gotta call somebody, Howell added. When Vasquez asked Howell if Enriquez specified who she and he were in her statement, Howell replied, it was Amber Heard and Johnny, and she apparently had thrown a bottle and cut off his finger, is what Enriquez reported when she came back in from whoever she would talk to outside. During the bombshell trial, Depp admitted to the court that he lied to a doctor about the circumstances of his gruesome finger injury. What a moron, man. I'm sorry. And it just goes back into that thing. Johnny, like, you loved her so much. We get it. You fucked up, man. You fucked up. I'm not going to go into it any more than that. I said that I had smashed it in these large accordion doors, the actor said from the stand. I didn't want to get Heard in trouble. I tried to just keep things as copacetic and as easy as possible for everyone. I did not want to put her name in that mix. Now, with someone like Amber Heard, I kind of feel like if he would have been a hard ass with her, maybe that would have worked better. You know what I mean? Like, maybe if he wouldn't have been such a, well, I'm not going to say little bitch. I'm not going to say that because that's not what he was being. He was being, a doormat. He was being her doormat. Like, he would always be there whenever she'd fucked up, so then it didn't matter. She could just keep on fucking up. You know what I mean? So, really, when you want to put it like that, did he deserve all this? No, he didn't deserve this because she's a horrible person. She's a horrible woman. She makes all women look bad. But at the same time, bro, why did you let her do that? Like, why didn't he get, I remember he got assaulted on his wedding night. Remember they said that on their honeymoon, right after the wedding, she assaulted him. Like, that definitely means that she assaulted him before the wedding, before they ever got married. It should have been right then and there, right there. As soon as she hits you one time, she puts her hands on you one time. Vámonos, bro. Get the fuck out of my apartment. A jury awarded Depp, whatever. We don't need to hear that. Heard was awarded, whatever. We don't need to hear any of that crap. Okay. Both sides are appealing. Well, New York Post, pretty good. I was gonna say Microsoft, but that was the other article. Hey, Microsoft, if you're writing articles now, that's good. Y'all did pretty good. Pretty good article, Microsoft. So now that looks to be about it for Amber Heard. I do believe that's about it for today. So now let's go into this one. This is interesting. This finally ended. I didn't want to talk about it until it was over, until everything was done. And here it is. Deshaun Watson only gets 6-game ban over dozens of sexual misconduct allegations after paying off 23 of 24 accusers, and Browns quarterback will lose just $345K of his $230 million fully guaranteed contract. Now, I didn't want to get into this one because there's so much. You're talking about 24 accusers. Now, when we read the damn book, I guess you'd have to say, is this the same exact thing that happened with the damn book where serial accusers, a bunch of them will come out and that will prove that a man is guilty? Because let's face facts, when it comes to this, I still haven't seen any proof. I haven't seen anything. Like, all we've seen is the statements from these people. We don't have any video. We don't have any photos. We don't have anything like that. So it could just be the same thing as the damn book. They knew that this guy was going to be getting a huge contract or moving to another city from Houston. So that's why they decided to come out with all of these allegations, excuse me. You see? And that's one of the reasons I never wanted to get into this, because, dude, 24 accusers, okay, okay, fine. And I remember I used to read these stories and I'd be like, okay, fine, well, let's see something else. Because if you really, really look at it, the same exact thing that's happening to Marilyn Manson happened here. The same exact thing. And all he got was 6 games. And everybody's saying, well, that's not enough. That's not enough. Dude, if nothing really happened and these people really did falsely accuse him, then he shouldn't have got anything. But I'm pretty sure with someone like Deshaun Watson, the NFL, like if he went to the NFL and he said, look, bro, these I was going to say the B word. Look, bro, these women are coming after me. They're they're falsely accusing me of all this shit. I'm not about to go for it. Like, I want to fight them back. The NFL, okay, the NFL would have not ever allowed it that. Never. The NFL would have told him, look, man, just shut the hell up, accept your whatever's going on, and we're going to deal with it later. That's it. And which is why it was only a 6-game ban. Because all we have, literally, there's no video, no photos, no proof that anything of Deshaun Watson happened. All we have is their statements. That's it. So now that this has happened, let's jump into it. Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson has been given a 6-game ban by an independent arbiter over dozens of sexual misconduct allegations dating back to his time with the Houston Texans. The ruling was labeled as a joke across social media. Yeah, well, you know what, social media, you can go fuck yourself because nobody cares. I think that it's one of the most annoying things when you hear people on social media trying to talk about things that are, I'm not going to say out of their purview, because we talk about all this kind of shit too. But when you're talking about people that just go on a comment section and they want to go, I'm going to put a comment down. Deshaun Watson should get 3 years. He should. Dude, you don't even know anything about the case. You haven't done any digging. You haven't figured out what these people were saying. You haven't figured out if they were giving false allegations. You don't know shit. So you want to go in the little comment section on social media. That's not enough. That's a joke. Hey, bro, how about you know something on it before you comment on it? Because I'll tell you one simple thing. I can sit here and say 24 accusers. Yeah, that's exactly like it is in that damn book, where if a bunch of people come out against a man, then that'll make him guilty before he can prove that he's innocent. Same thing with Marilyn Manson. And why can I say that? Because I read the goddamn book. That's why I can say that. It's not like I'm just on social media, excuse me again, damn. It's not like I'm just on social media saying some bullshit and just commenting in a comment section. He needs 3 years. That was, no, these women need to be believed. Dude, and that's how many there are. There's so many of all these sports pages. So many of them. And they're dudes. They try to be all tough, talking about sports and shit, and then something like this happens and they turn into little bitches. They're like, no, well, you have to believe these women. You have to believe them all. Whatever, bro. The ruling was labeled as a joke across social media by critics who felt a 6-game suspension was insufficient given the allegations against Watson. The 26-year-old quarterback is accused of sexually assaulting and harassing dozens of female massage therapists in the Houston area between 19 and 21 when he was a member of the Texans. The NFL and the Players Union each have 3 days to appeal the decision by disciplinary officer Sue L. Robinson, a former federal judge, but that process would be handled by a league commissioner, Roger Goodell, or someone appointed by him. Not wanting to let the ultimate decision rest in the hands of the league, the Players Union released a statement Sunday saying it will respect Robinson's decision. Yeah, you think 6 games for all of that? Okay. And implored the NFL to do likewise. Regardless of her decision, Deshaun and the NFLPA stand by her ruling, and we call on the NFL to do the same. The league is currently reviewing Robinson's decision and will announce its next steps in the coming days, according to an NFL statement. Monday's suspension was revealed after Watson reached settlements with 3 or more accusers, leaving him facing just one last lawsuit after being sued by 25 women, one of whom dropped her case. Specific dollar figures for the 23 settlements have not been revealed. I bet you it was a lot. The NFL was pushing for an indefinite suspension and a fine of no less than $5 million, according to the AP. By sitting out 6 weeks, Watson will lose around $345K in game checks. He signed a backloaded $230 million contract extension after being dealt to Cleveland in March. As it turns out, that deal effectively saves him $15.8 million under a 6-game suspension by minimizing his payments in 22. So he he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He knew it. He fucking knew it. He's like, no. Look, let's get these games this year and let's pay less. Just pay me less for these games because I know I'm going to be suspended. Deshaun Watson didn't give a fuck. Watson would have lost more than $16.2 million in game checks had he been compensated evenly over the 5-year deal. Deshaun Watson got him. The settlements were announced by Houston attorney Tony Busby, who has represented all 25 plaintiffs, including the woman who dropped her lawsuit against Watson. After lengthy and intense negotiations, I can confirm that late last night, our team resolved 3 of the 4 remaining civil cases with Deshaun Watson, Busby said in a statement provided to thedailymail.com. We will continue to discuss the remaining case with Watson's legal team. What? Case? Okay, so there's 4. So out of 23, okay, so there's 1 left. Busby did not identify the women who have settled with Watson. Watson has, okay, so there's only 1 person that he didn't completely finish with. He didn't finish with her. Oh, man. Watson has specifically been accused of forcing 2 women to perform oral sex on him. Come on, we're going to go through this again. How I still don't understand this topic. How do you force someone to suck your cock? How, man? They have your penis in their mouth. They could bite your dick off, and you force them to do it. You really expect people to believe that? You really expect people to believe that? Oh, what does that mean? Is that like when you're in a relationship and your girlfriend won't go down on you and you have to like push her head down, to give her the signal that you want a blowjob? Is that what you mean by forced? What? No, you know what you mean? You mean that the women did it and afterwards they felt guilty. That's it. Come on, man, you can't do this. How are you going to force someone to perform oral sex? You have his penis in your mouth. It doesn't make any sense, man. Ejaculating on 3 women and forcibly kissing another, while 18 women say he touched them with his penis during massages. Well, fine. Then he did. So that could just mean like it. Fine. Like if he was turning around and her hand was in the wrong place or something, what did he do? Did he like grab it and he was like, oh yeah, let me touch you with it. Let me touch you with it. Come on, man. This is so hard to believe. Forcibly kissing another. So he kissed her and she didn't want him to. Okay. That one is understandable. She kissed him. She kissed her, and she didn't want him to. Okay, there's something, I guess. That's something. While 18 women say, okay, according to filings, okay, although he has now settled 23 of the 24 lawsuits, Watson has denied any wrongdoing, and 2 Texas grand juries have declined to proceed with charges against him. In her ruling, Robinson wrote that Watson should limit his massages to club-directed sessions with club-approved massage therapists for the duration of his career. The judge is like, look, man, quit your massage shit now. She also recommended further penalties if he finds himself in any subsequent legal trouble. Yeah, if this shit happens again, come on, man. Jeez, 24 times, but still. Okay, so these are it. But I was going to say, but still, if anything happens, these are it then, right? These are it. 2 women performing oral sex on him. He forced them. However you do that, I don't know how you do that. Get down there. Oh. And forcibly kissing another. Okay, forcibly. See, that one sounds believable. While 18 women say he touched them with his penis during massages. So then you're saying he grabbed it and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm touching you with it. Oh, I'm touching you with it. Like, what do you even, like, what? It's so hard to believe. It's so hard to understand this bullshit. But fine. See, and that's the thing, is that someone like the NFL, a company like the NFL, wouldn't allow that. They wouldn't allow someone like me to come on in their name, in the NFL's name, and say, well, he really like touched them with it. No. The NFL will say, fuck that. We don't care. We're trying to save the shield. We're trying to save the image. Just do whatever you want and put it down. We don't care. Because that's how the NFL is. That's how a giant company like the NFL is. Robinson described Watson's behavior as egregious. Fans have been extremely critical of Robinson's decision, which they felt was unfairly light given previous suspensions given to NFL players. Tom Brady, for instance, got 4 games over his role in the infamous Deflategate scandal, a cheating accusation that the league struggled to prove in 2015. Many were quick to point out on social media that former Atlanta Falcons running back Calvin Ridley got a full season suspension for placing a bet on his own team. The 22 ban will cost him his base salary of $11.1 million. Now, this is the reason I was talking about false allegations. Because if behind closed doors, the NFL knew that Watson, because Watson told them, if the NFL knew, hey man, all these chicks, they're coming after me. Like they're trying to make all these false allegations. The NFL would have been like, look, it doesn't matter. We don't care. We're not going to let you fight it. Just deal with it the best you can and just keep the NFL's shield out of it. So that's why when something like this, when they're like, well, why did he only get 6 games? Because you need to read the court documents. Maybe Deshaun Watson's defense was that they were coming after him. So the judge was like, well, man, I mean, they were coming after him. Everything's coming, this is bullshit. So we're going to give him 6 games. That's the only thing I can come up with. That really is the only thing I can come up with. Because there's nothing else to point to why he only got 6 games. Okay, and here's the conclusion. I'm not going to read that whole damn thing. In her ruling pictured, Robinson wrote that Washington, okay, yeah, that's the part about the massages. Calvin, okay, yeah, this is the part about the other players. Calvin really got a bet, blah, 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 blah. Josh Gordon, multiple suspensions. Okay, Josh Gordon, dude, the guy kept on smoking weed. You're not going to get me with that one. Bro, he kept on smoking weed. You're not allowed to smoke weed in the NFL. What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? You're in the NFL and you don't do what they tell you to do. I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for Josh Gordon. He got like 4. I think he got 4 of them that he fucked up 4 times. And what did you expect to happen to that guy? If it wasn't 4, I know it was 3. It was definitely 3. He got popped 3 times. Definitely. I don't know if it was 4. Previously in July, the Texans reached confidential settlements with 30 women who made allegations against Watson, including accusers who did not file lawsuits against him. The NFL club was accused of enabling Watson by allegedly ignoring his behavior and securing him a membership at a local hotel and club where he allegedly sexually harassed and assaulted female massage therapists. One of his accusers, Toy Garner, filed a lawsuit against the Texans in June, which Busby said at the time would be the first of many. However, before those suits could be filed, the team reached a deal with the 24 plaintiffs and 6 other unidentified women who have stated intentions to make claims against the Texans organization. We were shocked and deeply saddened when we first learned of the allegations against our then franchise quarterback in March 21. Well, he wasn't that great. Read a statement from the McNair family, which owns the team. Although our organization did not have any knowledge of Deshaun Watson's alleged misconduct, we have intentionally chosen to resolve this matter amicably. This is not an admission of any wrongdoing, but instead a clear stand against any form of sexual assault and misconduct. Deshaun Watson saw 66 massage therapists over 17 months. So he saw 66, but only 24 of them he did anything to. So by, a way of numbers, that's only 1 for 3, just about, right? So, and like I said a little while ago, if this was something like false allegations, Deshaun Watson wouldn't even have been able to come out and say anything. He wouldn't have been able, the NFL would have been like, I don't care if it's false allegations. We're not going to let you fight it. We're not going to let you put shame on the NFL shield like that. Sorry. So if he saw 66, well, what happened to the other 36? Or what is that? Yeah, 66 and 24, 32. What happened to the other 32? Why didn't they come forward? Because nothing happened? Or, because that kind of seems like a lot. 24, but he saw 66. What are you saying? The other 32 or whatever it was, they were down for it or what? In a July statement, Busby said Garner's lawsuit would be dismissed with prejudice as soon as the appropriate settlement paperwork is complete. I will have no further comment on the allegations or the Texans' alleged role, other than to say that there is a marked contrast in the way in which the Texans address these allegations and the way in which Watson's team has done so. Busby said in the statement, reported in June that Watson booked appointments with at least 66 different women over 17 months while he played for the Texans. Previously, Watson's attorney, Rusty Hardin, estimated that he had appointments with about 40 female massage therapists over his 5 seasons with the Texans. Not every woman has accused Watson of sexual misconduct, and 15 have issued statements of support. Well, then why didn't they ever talk about that? 15 have issued statements of support for him at his attorney's request. Following the publication of the Times piece, the Texans were added as a defendant in the sexual misconduct lawsuits for allegedly facilitating the massages. The NFL club was accused of securing Watson a membership at a local hotel and private club, the Houstonian, where some of the massages were alleged to have taken place. One woman who massaged Watson at the hotel but is not identified in the article told the Times that she was told the room they used was registered to a member of the Texans' training staff. Several massage therapists allegedly met Watson at a local hotel and private club, the Houstonian, where the Texans had reportedly secured him a membership. Deshaun Watson once again denies sexual misconduct allegations. So there you have that. Now, I was waiting for that for a long time, but this is the one that's interesting. This is the part that's interesting. Not every woman has accused Watson of sexual misconduct, and 15 have issued statements of support for him at his attorney's request. There you go. So is that not enough to say that I think that I think that that's the same thing as Marilyn Manson, the exact same thing. 15 have issued statements of support, 24 had issued statements against him. So Marilyn Manson had, I believe it was, 16 or 15, and then 4 had been for him, supporting him. So is that not enough? There's not enough there to make it okay. Like, that's the thing. And still, I'm gonna sit with this theory. I think that if this was false allegations, we wouldn't be able to find out because the NFL would never allow an investigation like that to happen. So there's that. They always have to protect the shield. But that's going to be about it. We are at the end of the show. Good show. Amber Heard and Deshaun Watson. Who'd have known? Who'd have thunk it? So thank you for staying with me this long. We will catch... Oh, I always say it wrong when I'm trying to go too fast. Thank you for staying with me this long. Thank you for liking and subscribing. We will catch you next time.